Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Of course, it's your girl Erin B, and today we're going to do an oldie but a goodie, another come yarn shopping with me and a little bit of a yarn review. As you'll see, these yarns have been out on the market for at least a month. So yeah, I recorded this video over a month ago and let's just say all of my content is backlogged right now. So I'm trying to just get it out there, post everything, but I hope you guys enjoy these. And of course, like always, all of the yarns that I mentioned in this video, I will have links to them down below for you guys to check out if you happen to like these yarns. So let's just get into it. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Welcome to the video. Our very first yarn is the Loops and Thread Multi-Marled. Now this is made with 100% acrylic and it's labeled as a number 5 bulky weight fiber. Now in my opinion, this is a rather plush, lofty fiber that is soft to the touch and has a rather dreamy texture. I think that this is best used for scarves, beanies, blankets, or even some bags, like a little shoulder bag would be super cute. Due to its single ply construction, I would not necessarily recommend this for clothing or garments, but of course this is just a personal preference. The multi-marled has an overall base color with a gradual color shift within the secondary color. From the reviews that I've read online, the loose ply can come apart and unravel as you work with it, so that is something to consider before purchasing this fiber. But due to the possibility of fraying, this would make a really great felted project, or it could even be used for macrame wall art. I've also seen that the color changes are not super smooth, but can give off a more blocky and consistent gradient. The next yarn that I am super hyped to talk about is the Erin macchiato cakes. This is made with 80% acrylic and 20% wool. You get super great yardage at 481 yards per cake. And lastly, this is listed as a number 5 bulky weight fiber. Right off of the bat, this is my favorite fiber from the newest releases. And in my opinion, this yarn has an obvious roving effect, alternating between thin and thick strands. Now, although it's listed as a number 5 bulky, it's most consistent between a number 3 DK and a number 4 worsted weight. And as I mentioned earlier, because of that roving effect, some strands are a little bit lighter, as in a number 3 DK, and then they do get a little bit thicker and chunkier, so more towards that number 4 worsted weight. The macchiato cakes is made with a single ply spun with tighter tension than the multi-marled that I showed you guys earlier. Again, you kind of know how I feel about single plies. They're a little bit tricky because the single ply means that it's going to fleece, pill, fall apart, shed over time with more wear. It is an absolutely stunning fiber, and all of the color changes blend super seamlessly, so there are no harsh stripes and the color changes are very subtle. The fiber content in the macchiato cakes kind of reminds me of the Lion brand's Wool Ease, but with obvious differences. As you can see here, there is a very heavy halo or fluff, which concerns me a little bit, as this is, again, might fleece or pill with consistent wear. Now, it's not as soft as the Lion brand Wool Ease, but it's not terrible by any means. And because of the wool content, I can see this being slightly itchy, possibly, for people with sensitive skin. But again, for me personally, I love this yarn. And this being a majority acrylic and wool, it's going to be a very toasty, warm type of fiber. As I've tried to work with this yarn, I've noticed that it does tend to shed and get everywhere as I work. I found some of the shedding in my mouth. It's that serious, okay? But for beginners, this might be a slightly difficult fiber to work with. As I said, the thickness will change between the thick and the thin strands, so it might make it kind of hard or difficult to keep track of tension consistently. But again, I would definitely highly recommend checking out this yarn above everything else that I show you in this video. Next up is another one of my favorites. This is the Erin Cloud Cakes. Now the fiber content of the Cloud Cakes is 100% polyester with insane yardage at 720 yards per cake. This is also listed as a number 4 medium or worsted weight fiber. This is a super light and fluffy fiber, and the texture that it gives off is worth the buy. There are a few things to note about the Erin Cloud Cakes. Now, I know this line has been out for a couple of years, but they recently launched newer colorways with speckling, you know, those little flecks and specks of color, which is something that you rarely see in the big box stores. Now, although this is listed as a number 4 worsted weight, I would barely even give this a number 3 DK rating. The yarn is on the lighter, thinner side. I can see some parts that are a little bit more sport weight, and again, some parts that are more DK weight, so you should probably size your hook down. The Erin Cloud Cakes has an interesting fleecy brushed texture that is machine washable and dryable, so you best believe she's gonna be durable long term. I've said this before and I'll say it again, this is the most comfortable, squishy, softest polyester fiber that I've ever found in stores. It genuinely feels like a cloud given its name, and it's great on sensitive skin. I would highly recommend the Erin Cloud Cakes for baby blankets, sweaters, cardigans, beanies. I think that this would also make the comfiest pair of lounge shorts or even some like lounge pants that you can just kind of like wear around the house or even like out and about. It's going to be very, very soft and squishy. Some people said that this was kind of a difficult fiber to frog, while others were saying that it was super smooth, so take that with a grain of salt. You're never going to know if this fiber is for you unless you give it a try yourself. Moving it along, next up we have the Loops and Threads Mixed Up. This is made with acrylic, polyester, nylon, metallic, and wool, so it kind of has like every little ingredient in the kitchen. You're throwing it all into one, and this is also labeled as a number 5 bulky weight fiber. Where do I begin with this yarn? Mixed Up is a very interesting fiber, and let me just start by saying that I love the general idea or concept behind this yarn, where you kind of incorporate multiple textures and plied effects all into one ball of yarn. But for some reason, seeing it in person, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, and I'm not quite sure what it is that irks me. Maybe it's just the lack of the color selection. The textures of this fiber shift between a very fluffy faux feather to more of a metallic solid section of chain net construction, and lastly there's also a little bit of this fuzzy boucle fiber. This would be a really great yarn choice for eclectic pieces, and it'll give off the look of a kind of scrappy project without you having to manually change out between yarns. As you start to work up a few rows, you'll end up with sections of standard stitches with high definition, fluffy pops of faux feather, and you'll also get kind of a wavy, ripply texture. Overall, the reviews are really great, which was low-key surprising. I don't know why I'm hating on it so much, but people noted it was very smooth to the touch and super easy to work with. Coming up here to the last few yarn selections, next up we have the Loops and Threads Ring Spun. This is made with 96% acrylic and 4% polyester, and this is also labeled as a number 6 super bulky fiber. Ring Spun comes in solid and multicolored shades, with some of the colors giving kind of a melange effect. This feels like a standard overall acrylic fiber. It feels super comfortable against my skin, and to be completely honest, I don't have too much to say about the Ring Spun line, as I feel like it's a pretty average acrylic. This is kind of like a go-to number 6 super bulky fiber, and because this fiber is so thick, your projects are going to work up super quickly, and the ply looks pretty nice and sturdy, so it would be really great for wearables, home decor. Options are pretty much limitless with this fiber. I would definitely say check it out, but I feel like, again, the Ring Spun is something that you can find in almost any brand, any line of acrylic yarn. It's just kind of like a go-to staple. The very last yarn that we have is the Made with Love by Lion Brand and Tom Daley. This is a 60% cotton and 40% acrylic fiber, so I already know this is going to become a fan favorite, especially in the spring and summer months. Made with Love is also listed as a number 4 medium weight, but in my personal opinion, this is kind of ranging a little bit more towards the number 3 DK, so again, keep that in mind. I would personally size my hooks down. I was pleasantly surprised at the wide range of colorways that it comes in, ranging from neutral, creams and tans, muted blues and purples, all the way to warm-toned pinks and oranges. Made with Love is also soft to the touch, especially considering the high content of cotton. Y'all know I'm very picky with my cotton blends, but this is going to become one of the exceptions. This yarn will be comfortable against sensitive skin, all while being lightweight and breathable. And due to the cotton content, you'll get super defined stitches and a sturdy project. Now that we're here at the very end of the video, before I go ahead and close it out, I thought I would come back on camera and just do a very quick little yarn review, because I did pick up the Erin macchiato cakes, And so far, this is what my little whip has been looking like. Granted, I haven't touched this project in about a month as well, but do we see all of the color? Do we see how gorgeous this fiber is? Obviously, I did discuss the Erin macchiato cakes in the video, but I wanted to give you guys a little up close shot of what this yarn looks like when you actually work with it. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but this is actually my very first attempt at Tunisian crochet. Very, very new at it. So if you guys see issues and mistakes in this little project here, no, you didn't. Keep your mouth shut. So the Erin macchiato cakes is labeled as an 80% acrylic and 20% wool fiber. And to me, it kind of reminds me of the fiber content in the Lion brand Wool Ease. Granted, it is rather different. Again, this is a single ply roving style fiber, so different from the Lion brand. But let's go ahead and give you guys a very up close shot at what this fiber is looking like. And as you can see, the colorways, the color changes on this fiber blend so effortlessly. I'm really glad I decided to do Tunisian with this fiber instead of standard crochet, because as we all know, with standard crochet, you're gonna end up with a little bit more of a harsh stripe. And I felt like with Tunisian, it was gonna help the colors blend a little bit more seamlessly. And she's giving the knitted effect. So already right off the bat, I love how the color works up on this. I just love the color shifts on this. It looks so ombre, very, very effortless. It's stunning, might I add. Another thing I did want to note about the macchiato cakes is the fact that there is such a heavy halo with this fiber, and because it is single ply, she sheds like a mother. Okay, she sheds really bad. I end up finding like little pieces all over my lap, all over the couch, and no joke, I have literally found pieces of fiber in my mouth as I'm crocheting with it. So that is something to note. She sheds really, really bad, but the halo is something worth noting. As you can see, she is really, really fluffy, but that does kind of concern me long term. I know that if I turn this into a sweater and I finish this up and I start to wear it, wherever I have like high friction areas, kind of like underneath the armpit, at the edge of my cuff, even like on the neckline as you're pulling it on and off your head, she's probably gonna fleece, she's gonna pull out, shed long term. For what it's worth, I absolutely love this fiber. I thought it'd be kind of helpful to show you guys what this looks like worked up. And the I cannot talk today. The macchiato cakes, in my opinion, is definitely worth the buy. So stunning. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video here. Thank you guys again, as always, for watching my videos, for supporting my channel. If you haven't done already, subscribe to my channel, like this video. What are you doing? You're wasting time. If you haven't done it already, subscribe. All right, I'm gonna go. Have a great day. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye.